So here I show off exactly how unintuitive it is to get these two together. But I mean the woman with the orange dress and the guy who likes walking around with a jug. Like, it is nice that there's always at least two people always walking around a predetermined part of the Windfall Island. It helps make the place feel like... It helps make the town feel alive. Everyone has their own routine, even though time actually isn't passing, so it's not on the level of Majora's Mask with the NPCs. But still, this is the town that really feels alive. Like, I think it's the best town that 3D Zelda has ever had. There's lots of charm, and there's lots to do. Like, there's 9 heart pieces in this area. And there's lots of side quests as well. I really like this. Like, this is actually pretty funny. Why didn't he accuse Link of being the thief? Like, he was literally right there. Like, I can understand, like... what? I was going to say I can understand why he'd be stupid enough to hire a thief, but then I remember that Mila, he doesn't know that she was stealing from him, so... See, how unintuitive is this? Like, I did take her picture. Why did I have to talk to her again? I hate it when side quests are structured like this. Like, this is so confusing. How am I supposed to know what clear order I have to do it in? A lot of people like to characterize that guy as just an emo. It doesn't help his case that we don't exactly know what he's upset about, aside from the fact that he's not able to get together with this girl, and that's it. But he seems to act like... It seems to create the impression that that's how his personality is in general. How am I supposed to know that he's there in the bar during the day? Like, don't you usually take women out on dates during the night? Or at least the evening? Why would they be going to the bar at day? I mean, it's very confusing getting that heart piece. But yeah, just give her 50 joy pendants and you'll get the hero's charm, which lets you see the health bars of enemies, but only when you out-target them for some reason. And you can, like, I made a mistake, it's technically 21 joy pendants that you need to give her for the Cabana Deed, not 20 or 25. Like, you could give her exactly 20, but it won't work because you have to give her 1, and only then will she, like, start talking about how much she loves joy pendants, and then you can give her another 20, and that's how it works. It can be kind of confusing. So, after glitching to get the hookshot right away, right after Macker's kidnapping, storage is now turned off because the thing about the storage glitch is that it deactivates if you go into a loading zone. And you go into a loading zone to get the hookshot room because it's a mini-boss room. So after that, you want to go below the floor. Go into the room with annoying spikes constantly making sounds. Use the iron boots on the breakable floors on the northeast corner and jump attack every time you use the iron boots to get back onto the floor without having to fall down to the lower floor at all. The really interesting thing is that you can actually go straight up above the spikes on the upper floor by just using a bomb boost to blast yourself over the spikes. The timing is kind of tricky though, but it sounds like a pretty easy thing to do. You just use the bomb explosion and jump attack to clip past the spikes and get the key without even needing to head below the floor. Then you can place the bomb down on the chest, activate storage glitch with the Wind Waker, and open the chest. The room will be completely pitch black because you opened a chest that would have made you get a treasure chart. So you have to go all the way against the side of the room while trying to go back to the door exiting it to avoid falling into the lower floor. Because that's pretty easy to do and it can probably like destroy a speedrun. exit the room, merge yourself with the left door frame of the southern door in the main room of the dungeon, backwalk out, fly from out of bounds, and you'll get to under the fan. In the next room, there will be a whiz rope to deal with. Side hop, hookshot to the wall statue quick, and hookshot up left again to a target, and fly over to the iron boot switch. On top of it, you can land back on the floor during the cutscene. Jump over to the right and land on top of the wind gust producer. Then jump ahead at the next gust, pull out your leaf, and immediately release it to land near the floor master. So it's not like you need to make Makar create that tree for you and hookshot over to it. It was so tedious just getting all those torches lit because they're so far away. And I know that you can use the telescope and zoom in, but it's not like you can fire with the fire arrows. The Hawkeye would have been so useful here. Like seriously, why did they introduce the Hawkeye in Twilight Princess? It would have been so useful here. Like I could have actually zoomed in on them and then attack. Like that's a pretty cool Easter egg. I don't know how you expected to know that, or what the relevance is to the Wind God's aria. I guess the Wind God's aria is based off a healing song from a previous game. Maybe it's based on the Song of Healing, but that song was very inaccurately named because it just caused people to die. It didn't actually prevent them from dying, which was really stupid in Majora's Mask. But yeah, that was Needle Rock Island. Pretty interesting island. Like I love how it's shaped. I in general love islands that are shaped in strange ways. Like it's kind of, it would be really boring if every island was just shaped like a boring circle. I think the treasure in the sea on Windfall Island has just one green rupee, which is really dickish. Maybe someone on Windfall Island sailed around it and already found it, and they replaced the thing in the chest with a green rupee out of spite or something. What's really dickish is apparently there's a underwater treasure in Outset Island that just makes Link fish up a boot. I'm serious. Maybe it has to do with you fishing up the chest in the exact spot where you once got the Triforce shard. Wish I could have shown that off. I guess I could have, but whatever. I didn't really care enough to get all of the treasure. I mean, this is what you would have seen anyways, so it's not like it would have been interesting to watch. So, anyways, with storage glitch active, in the block pushing puzzle room, with the wind everywhere and the wind temple, you can actually walk behind the giant statue that you normally destroy with Makar. Like I mentioned earlier that you can actually just sidle behind it. But with storage glitch active, you can walk behind it because their hitbox is so weird. So you don't actually need to rescue Makar at all. You can just leave him in the cage forever. So that's pretty cool. Clip through the door frame of the boss key door after that. Turn around with the first person view and fly into the boss room going through the wall with the Deku Leaf. The weird thing about first person view in the HD version is that you can actually walk in first person view. I don't really see the point of it if you can't fight in first person though. Like all you can do, I guess, is just walk. So it just leaves you vulnerable, if anything. And again, there's really no purpose to these fish. Like, they're there, but it's not like they have this deep lore to them. It's not like they're the descendants of the Zora. That would have made a lot more sense, them being descendants of the Zora, than the birds. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because there's less competition for food above the sea. So they would become birds because there was less marine animals to compete with. Even though that's ignoring the fact that there'd be so much fish that they would get to eat. Like, that's the case, but Ganon, when he was talking about Zelda's dreams, he said that there wasn't any fish in the ocean. Somehow, even though it's a giant ocean, like I'm guessing he's just talking about her dreams because it wouldn't make any sense for the entire Great Sea to have not a single fish to be found. Like, how would that even make sense? But yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense that the Zora became birds because apparently fish became birds. But I don't know. How are the Ritto even real birds if they need value scales to be able to fly? Also, it would have been a lot cooler if it was a Rock's feather and not value scales that allowed them to fly. Like, it would have been a neat reference rather than coming out of nowhere. You can actually skip the Cabana deed. Sail to private oasis, use the Wind Waker off a ledge to use a storage glitch, and open the chests over the waterfall. Make sure you have your hookshot equipped. Talk to the boat before opening the chests because it's a good way to make it easier. You can hookshot the chest even though you can just barely see it. That's actually pretty easy to forget, like you can actually hookshot onto chests. Pull out the Wind Waker to bring out the boat's text, and you'll be able to open the chest without the screen going black. With your hitbox smaller, stand in front of the locked door, merge into the door frame, and use the hookshot on the tree that is obscured by the door frame, so it's kind of difficult to do it. But if you did everything right, it'll pull you inside of the cabana without you having to collect a whole bunch of joy pendants at all. So that's pretty cool. You can't exit the cabana after this normally because the door knows that you don't have the cabana deed. Like, it's not like the game just assumes that you have the cabana deed once you're inside of the cabana. Which is weird because it assumes a whole bunch of other things. So, Link looking up, his eyes generally point to areas of interest. And you can tell that in the cabana because Link looking up with his eyes tells you that there's a grappling hook lever over you. The weird thing is that when they were making Link's design for this game, Miyamoto actually asked what the purpose of making his eyes so big was. Like, he didn't seem to get that it was supposed to be, like, cute and appealing. So instead, and I'm not joking around here, he literally asked if they could make Toon Link's eyes shoot lasers. And they actually considered doing that. Because, like, it was Miyamoto and everyone worships Miyamoto, so it's amazing that they ended up saying no to him. Eventually they just decided to make his eyes look at areas of interest. Obviously, Link shooting lasers out of his eyes would have been really stupid. I mean, for one, it would be way too sci-fi for a Zelda game. It would make him come off as some sort of freaky sci-fi alien monster. How would he not go blind? Like it would be really stupid. So I'm glad that they decided to just say no to Miyamoto for once. But yeah, under the cabana in the sewers, you can actually use the hammer jump attack on the wall. The gray lines on the walls in the sewers, you can actually hammer jump into them, and that'll actually activate the mallets from the other side of the wall. I'm not really sure how that works, but you should always jump attack at an angle. Like, don't do it straight on, or it's not gonna work. So that can be kind of unintuitive. And the rats will kind of mess you up over there because the game loves to make you target them. And that can be annoying because you need to hold L to jump attack, which you need to do for this trick. I don't like the fact that these guys aren't wearing shirts. Like, there's something about that design that just disturbs me. And are they all quadruplets? Because they all seem to be the same model over and over again. I also don't like their voice clips. Like, they kind of sound like aliens. Like the ones from Toy Story. That kind of seems out of place. On the way to the ghost ship chart, hookshotting the torch while holding L and moving left gets you inside of the left boat. Plant a bomb, and when it starts to explode, pause the game, hold L left, unpause, and you'll end up inside the left ship. Look up and hookshot upwards to the ghost ship chart, because that's actually something you could do. Link can actually end up partially merged with the floor, and it makes the chest opening animation look kind of silly. But yeah, that's actually really cool. Like, all that tediousness that you have to go through to get to the ghost ship chart, You can actually completely skip it if you clip inside of the left boat. Another thing to talk about. Let's see. I like how the game has the lava dungeon be the first dungeon in the game. It's pretty unique. Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess had it be the second dungeon, and the forest dungeon being the first. The second boss of the game is named Kali Demos, meaning beautiful people in Greek. You won't know that's named this though because there's no title card for the bosses like in Ocarina of Time. I think these things can have a sort of intimidating feeling to them. Like, I really do love the music for this. Like, it creates such a intimidating and epic atmosphere. The annoying thing about the HD version is that, you know how their eyes go completely dark red and smoking when they're destroyed? Well, the HD version had the brilliant idea to make destroyed eyes glow bright blue. That doesn't make me think that they've been destroyed. Why did they think, like, that destroyed eye, you can very clearly visually tell that's been destroyed. But I just don't understand, like, another thing about the monster's eyes, in the HD version, they like to apply the bloom effect to all of the monster's eyes, and usually that makes them glow in the dark. Like, you can have the Choo-Choo's eyes be the brightest thing on the screen when you've just opened a treasure chest with a bright light coming out of it. Like, you'd think Link would have been blind by now, but apparently not. You can actually get a heart piece from one of those giant squids.